Who's with me on yet another historic day? Ashley, Liz, Scott Martin, Brian Bremberg. First of all, I'll start with you, Brian. Do you see any end to the stock market party in the near future?
Why would you? Workers are getting raises. Companies are reporting great profits. Apple's putting $350 billion into the economy over 5 years. Why would this market go down?
I'll tell you why.
News.
Because it's gone up so far, so fast that some kind of pullback is absolutely inevitable.
Okay, maybe a little bit of pullback here and there, Stuart, but I don't see anything on the horizon, aside from something we can't predict, that's going to stop this market this year.
Raging bull. Brian is with us.
There you go.
Okay, Scott Martin, any sign that the party may be ending?
There's not, but that scares me that there's no signs. I mean, to your question to Superman, Brian Bremberg over there, is that when you don't see anything bad out there on the horizon, sorry, you know, that's your nickname. That's the time, though, you have to be worried, Stuart. I mean, you think back to times when the Dow has had struggles. It's when everything looks so good. But I'll tell you what, he's right. If there is any sort of correction, we've talked about this over and over again. If you have cash on the sidelines, if you've got cash in your 401k, when you see that pullback, you got to hold your nose and buy.
Okay, you guys have got strong stomachs, and that's a fact. Okay. There has been some criticism of Apple's big plans, you know, creating jobs, 20,000. That's not quite the same as hiring. And paying a repatriation tax doesn't mean that all of the $252 billion over there will all come back over here. How do you respond to this kind of cold water?
The fact that we're even having this conversation is ludicrous. When a company is going to put $350 billion into the U.S. economy over 5 years, that is an A-plus, end of story, period. Why are we having the conversation?
Same story with you?
I agree. And you know what's also funny, Stuart, is now everybody's saying, well, okay, where's the money from Microsoft? Where's the money from some of the other tech companies? Folks, it takes some time. Left media, it takes some time in the boardroom to get the approval to get this stuff moving. It's not like we have this tax passage 2 weeks ago, and oh my God, billions of dollars is going to flow back. It's going to take a month or two. Let's be patient.
Lizzie.
Well, Apple made a really interesting disclosure. By the way, what they're talking about is creating app jobs and the like. So it's a broad spectrum. They said something like 500,000 software development jobs are unfilled. They're empty, vacant in this country, and that's going to triple by the year 2020. That's what Apple said in its release.
500,000?
So 500,000 software developer jobs are unfilled. So those jobs are outstanding. They said that number's nearly going to triple in a few years' time. So that's where the push is on to fill those jobs.
Yeah. Scott.
Unemployment in that sector, EMAC, is below 2%. So if you're looking for a job and you're in college or going to college in the fall of this year, software and services is where you want to be because there's jobs waiting for you.
It's been that way for 20 years.
It has.
It
has. We got to fill them, and they're growing.
Software developing, that's where to go. We had breaking news this morning from Amazon. They've narrowed their list of candidates for where they're going to have this new second headquarters. Look at the stock go down, actually.
50,000 high-paying jobs at the second headquarters. They say, Amazon, they had 238 applications. They're down to 20. I don't even want me to go through the whole list, but there's Atlanta, Austin, Boston, Chicago, Nashville, you name it, Miami, all the big metropolitan areas. Only one outside of the U.S. and Toronto, Canada, still in the running.
Wouldn't that be funny if they went to Toronto and stuck it to Trump?
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos, you know, puts it in Toronto.
You think that's funny?
Versus Northern Virginia, D.C., you know, the backyard of the government.
We've said this before. We'll say it again. They've narrowed the list down to 20 candidates. What they're trying to do is to get some more money out of each of those 20.
And
what are you going to do for me now?
They'll get it.
That's what they'll get. Lots of bank earnings. I'd like to start with Morgan Stanley. They led the way. Their numbers were good. That stock is up. Scott, do you own any bank stocks?
We do via an index, VFH, which is the Vanguard Financials Index. It's an ETF that actually is a broad-based exposure to the financial sector in general.
Are you going to stay in it?
We are, because we believe that the interest rate picture is getting better for banks. They borrow money short, they lend it long. You can buzz me for that. Also, loan demand is up. And thank you, I got one. Credit quality is up on the borrowing side, so that's a good thing for the banks.
All right, show me that big board, please, because we're now up down a tiny fraction, okay, down 0.14. That's all we are. Please bear in mind, the Dow has gained 700 points in the last 3 trading sessions. And when you only get a pullback of less than a half a point, that is not a pullback at all. That means the rally, well, it may have paused, but it certainly looks like on a strong footing. 26,113, that's where we are now. Look at Ford Motor Company. Down big yesterday. They have a weak profit outlook. They're down a bit today, $12 a share. The daughter of media mogul Sumner Redstone reportedly renewing her push to merge the company with Viacom, both CBS and Viacom up. Roku, They say they're rolling out a whole bunch of new ad measurement tools. That means advertisers will be able to know who's watching their ads on Roku streaming boxes. The market kind of likes it. Up 7 cents. Lots of streaming news. Verizon, they've gained exclusive rights, mobile rights that is, to NBA League Pass. Verizon and NBA, they're going to also team up to develop original programming. And Yahoo, which is a unit of Verizon, they're going to stream Sunday's NFL championship games. Yahoo is a division of Verizon. Scott, it's all about streaming.
It's all about streaming, and you know what I love about this story, and it's similar to what Amazon and Facebook did over the last year, was they're starting to stream sports material and sports entertainment alongside some of that creation of original content, which means they're broadening their base. And that's what's really good about a lot of this streaming stuff, because like you said, Stuart, you know, some people are cutting the cord on Comcast, so guess what you do? You go to Yahoo, you go to Facebook if you want to catch those sports events.
Yeah, streaming is the game, the name of the game, so I'm told at least. Chipotle, they have quietly raised prices in all of their restaurants nationwide. I'm surprised that they have the pricing power to do that.
Yeah, because foot traffic is down because of the food-borne illnesses outbreak in multiple instances last year. They're raising it 5 to 7%. So, you know, a burrito chicken, whatever, is going to be about 30 cents more. It's quite the gambit Chipotle's doing, declining foot traffic. It's raising its prices across the board, 5 to 7%.
Okay, IBM. Now, here's a company that fascinates me. That is old tech, been around for several generations, of course. It was down in the dumps. It started to come back. They had an upgrade, I think, from an investment firm. They've linked themselves to the blockchain partnership with shipping giant Maersk. Look at them go this morning, up another $2 at 171. Brian, it seems like everybody does well if you hitch your wagon to blockchain.
Yeah, and I don't think they're jumping on the bandwagon. I'm sure they've had things in the work for a while, but they're being more public about it. You have to split two things, blockchain and Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a problem right now. Nobody wants to touch that. But blockchain technology is more fundamental. There's a longer-term play there. I think IBM's probably going to be well-positioned for that. This is a good move for them.
Here's my point. Blockchain, the way of the future may be. There's money to be made there. Bitcoin, forget it. Goldman Sachs wants to become part of the cryptocurrency trading industry after receiving requests from its clients to facilitate transactions.
Yeah.
Lizzie is waving her hands at me.
Breaking news, Morgan Stanley is now going to step in and clearing Bitcoin futures. Watch this. Goldman Sachs dropped below Morgan Stanley in market value. So Goldman Sachs is feeling a world of hurt on its trading desk right now.
But Goldman Sachs said with regard back to this blockchain technology, they say there's no doubt that is the future. It's a digital ledger, essentially, that can keep track of all these trades that are done in the digital world. They said Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, forget about it, but they do see the potential for them and their clients in blockchain.
Show me Facebook, please. It's had a rough couple of weeks. It was way up there around 188, I think it reached, and now it's at 177. It's announced changes to its news feed that may, repeat, may hit its ad revenue. Now, Scott, you've always been a big supporter of Facebook. You're telling everybody, go buy that thing. You still buying it?
Still do it. In fact, what happened last week was a gift, in my opinion, Stuart. And I like what Facebook's doing. Yeah, the mobile ad revenue story is amazing. The fact that it's so much a part of our lives is great. But if you look at what Mark Zuckerberg's doing and some of the executives there, they're making changes and they're making reactions quickly to what's going on at Facebook to make things better. And that, to me, is something different than we've seen in some of the tech companies over the last, say, 5 to 6 years, where they're reacting, they're going to make the product better, they're going to make it more efficient. That's why you should own the stock.
It is 9:40 Eastern Time, and that's the time when we say goodbye to Scott and to Brian. There you go.
Go Vikings.
It moved fast, didn't it?
Go Renberg.
Whatever. Man City.